front of me, in front of me. Time slips away like the sun through the rain. Always seen your face, every dream I've chased. Oh, but I still can't believe how you take hold of me when I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you. You give me back that feeling, that love setting me reeling, that way you're taking me like we've never been apart. Catch your eye and history starts repeating. That love setting me reeling, that way you're taking me like we've never been apart. Catch your eye and I'm on fire. I'm on fire again. I'm on fire. Like we've never been apart. Catch your eye and I'm on fire. Nothing certain, and I'll keep searching. Hear me promise, never let go. I will let go, never aim low. 'Cause I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. I'm ready to soar, ready to reach higher and higher. I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. Oh, I'm ready to, I'm ready to, I'm ready to, I'm ready. Suddenly, I found a way to be wild and free. There's a path ahead of me, I can't breathe. I'm soaring, I can't breathe. No falling, no falling. Time will change us and build more layers. There's nothing greater. Keep growing, keep going, keep growing, keep going. I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. I'm ready to soar, ready to reach higher and higher. I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. Oh, I'm ready to, I'm ready to, I'm ready to, I'm ready. Suddenly, I found a way to be wild and free. There's a path ahead of me, I can't breathe. I'm soaring, I can't breathe. No falling, no falling. Feel the glow. There's a light surrounding you. Breathe in slow, breathe in slow. Your light's my light tonight. Your light's my light tonight. I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. I'm ready to soar, ready to reach higher and higher. I'm ready to fly, ready to rise up from the fire. Oh, I'm ready to, I'm ready to, I'm ready.
Oh, yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Steez, and I am back today to give you the build video for my sorc CLEAVE bomber. Now, I've been asked a lot for this, and I've also been asked a lot not to publish this build because it is very strong. However, I know that a lot of people on my channel are bomber mains and have been looking for something else to play other than Magro because it's boring and lame and easy. I'd put this up, well, I'd say it's not as strong as Magro bomber. Okay, it's got its perks, it definitely excels in different areas. However, I still feel like Magro bomber's more overpowered, so I really don't see why this would be a problem, me putting it on YouTube. But it is really strong, okay? In the right hands, if you know what you're doing with this build, it is more powerful than Magro, because the more people you're fighting, the more powerful this build is. So this build is really for all you bombers out there that are looking for something new to play, something exciting, something fresh. And this is really strong and really fun. So I hope you enjoy the build, guys. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into this build. So as for race, we are a dark elf. This is probably the best race. However, anything with damage is going to give you a good time. As for food, we are running sugar skulls. Any tri food is good here. You're going to need the tri food for the max stat, so make sure you run some kind of tri food there. You're also going to want to make sure that you've got tripods on this build. This this build drinks tripods like there's no tomorrow. Like, you'll go through them, but it's worth it. As for Mundus, guys, we are running the Lover Mundus. This is just going to give us max penetration for all of our damage. As you know, there's a lot of tanky boys out there with like 30-40k resistance, sometimes even more, you know, so that pen's always going to be helpful. We are not a vampire on this build. There's no room for any vampire misform or skills or anything like that, and the cost reduction would be too much to handle, especially at stage 3, which is the only reason you'd really run vamp on this build. So I just left it, I didn't use it. So let's jump straight into the gear, guys. Now I am in 7 medium for the most weapon and spell damage possible. 2 bar logs on the monster set. This is going to give us weapon and spell damage and penetration on our ulti dump, which is lovely. As for the body pieces, we are running Plague Break. Again, all the gear is all divines. You want to be pumping out max damage here. You can kind of go whatever way you want with your enchantments, like try on the big pieces, stamina on the little. I went stamina on everything and just adjusted my attributes to reach 30k health. You're going to want 30k health on this build as a minimum, just so you can survive and not get one shot. Now on the jewellery, we are running 3 pieces of Convergence. Now this is going to be the stacker, which is going to make our combo hit hard. So you want to run triple infused with weapon damage on here, and you want to run a resto staff on the back bar. I run a powered resto because I have several healing abilities on my back bar and it's just nice, but any trait here is going to be fine. Defending, decisive, just whatever you want really, but powered is definitely the best option for your healing. And as for our front bar weapon, guys, we are running the Master's Perfected Greatsword. Now this thing is a beast. This is what takes down the Zergs. Okay, I've seen like 20 to 30k's with this in PvP with a crit, so yeah. Definitely strong, definitely the focus of the build. So you want to run this Nernhund. It wants to be a great sword. This is just going to give you the maximum amount of weapon damage. I feel like we don't need any more pen from Sharpened or a Maul. We have got Caltrops on this build as well, so our pen is high enough already, especially if you consider Balrog's proc as well. So as you can see, I'm running a Berserker Glyph on the 2H. This again is just going to add to our burst, give us more weapon damage for our full combo. And on the back bar I run a Absorb Magicka enchant. This is just going to help mag sustain. A lot of the abilities on this build are Magicka, so you've got to be careful with your sustain, and that really helps out a lot. Right, so let's jump into skills, guys. So on our front bar, on our 2H master bar, We are running Hurricane. This is our armor buff and minor expedition buff. Our next skill is Crit Surge. This is going to heal us when we crit and give us our major sorcery and brutality buff. This is really nice in conjunction with Brawler because you get the damage shield and a heal when you crit, which is quite nice. Next we have Streak. This is our AoE stun / gap closer / getaway / best skill in the game, arguably. When it works, yeah. It's the reason we're stacking sorcerer abilities on the front bar is because the more sorcerer abilities you have slotted, the more weapon and spell damage you have. Similar to Fighters Guild, but the skills are actually useful. So our next skill is Camo Hunter. This is going to give us minor berserk and our weapon critical buff. And having that slotted is just going to give us a little bit more weapon damage. And lastly is Brawler. Now, I do get asked what morph to run here. The bleed one is nice. Honestly, like, it does a lot of damage. However, I feel like the extra damage shield just carries you when you're trying to get through zergs. You know, if you can just cast this once, like, you can cast Brawler, like, just running through a group just to get the damage shield. And it is chunky, you know, if you hit a lot of people, it is chunky. So that is definitely the better morph to choose, in my opinion. As we don't really need a dot anyway, because it is a big AoE burst build. You know, if you don't kill him in the burst, you're not going to kill him. This build sucks 1v1, it sucks 1v2. It only really starts excelling when you're really heavily outnumbered. So for our ultimate, we are running Dawny. You don't really use this very much, unless you really need to use it. But again, it's just there for the extra weapon and spell damage on the front bar. So on our back bar we are running Channeled Acceleration. This is going to give us Major Expedition and Minor Force for a very long time. Next we are running Rapid Regen. Bread and butter, burst heal over time. You know, it ticks really high. Pair this with Vigor and you are unkillable. To a point, you know. Not unkillable, but anyone 1v1 probably won't kill you if you've got these two heals rotating all the time. Next we've got Dark Deal. This is just going to give us stand back when we need to. You know, you can fully charge a Resto Heavy to get magged and turn it straight back into Stam. This is basically infinite sustain because of Resto and Dark Deal. You don't need to build any sustain into this build at all because you've got these two tools. Lastly, we have got Caltrops. Now we are using this to proc our Convergence. And it's also going to apply Major Fracture to everyone inside. So definitely worth using. You could use other skills here like Volcanic Rune or the Conduit Synergy or whatever, but Caltrops is going to give you the most damage overall. Lastly, for our ultimate on our back bar, we are running Suppression Field. Now this is Negate, this is the damage morph. This ticks for like 3 to 4k per second on people. It slaps, okay, so you want to chuck a Caltrops into a Negate pull and they're going to melt. So that's it for the skills, guys. As for the basic combo, like I say, you just Caltrops, Negate, Bar Swap, Carve. That's all there really is to it. You shouldn't have to carve more than twice, you know, unless it's a really small group. But if you're pulling like 12 plus dudes into your Convergence, one swipe is enough, honestly. Like, what you want to try and do as well is line a heavy attack into your swipe. You know, as your Convergence is pulling, especially when it's laggy, it can sometimes take a while to actually pull. So what you want to do is you want to chuck your Caltrops and then start running in with a heavy attack to wherever you chuck your Caltrops. Now that's going to give your Carve 10% more damage on everyone, not just the first person you hit. It's 10% more damage on everyone. It doesn't have to be a heavy attack, it can be a medium attack. You know, as long as it's more than a light attack, you will get that damage buff. You know, sometimes this isn't feasible to pull off, but if you can, you want to be trying to do this, as it takes time for your Convergence to pull anyway, and in that time you've basically wound up a heavy attack just for the time when it lands, and then Carve, boom, dead. Plague Break procs kills everyone. Right, so for CP guys, I'll show you the blue tree and what I'm running there. I am running Occult Overload. This is OP. Okay, this is going to proc on everyone because you've got Major Fracture on them from Caltrops. Basically, it's like an extra 4k to every person you kill. And it's like VD in a way. It's like a mini VD. So you definitely want this. Next, we are running increased AoE damage by Nora. Obviously, this is going to increase all our damage. Hurricane, Streak, Carve, Negate, Caltrops. All of it. You want that shit. Next, we've got Master Arms. This is going to increase our direct damage, which is our main spammable. Again, Streak, Dawning. Make sure you got that on your bar. And finally, we have got Julius Rebuff. Now, this is just my one defensive CP that I run. You don't necessarily have to run a defensive CP if you're going all out damage. I just like it because I mainly run this build solo, and it just helps you getting desync by snipes and all that carry on. Now, I'll just show you what I'm running on the red tree. I won't explain it in any detail. Like I say, red and green is kind of like just personal preference. Kind of just down to your play style, but I'll show you what I'm running anyway. Just in case you guys want to copy paste to the full build. Like I say, it does work, so here you are. So here is our stat sheet guys, fully buffed up with continuous, and a berserker glyph, and a balog proc. This is our kind of stat sheet that we are looking at, and these stats go up to like 10k weapon damage when you're in a group with like spell power and magma and stuff like that in group. But yeah, a pretty crazy stat sheet, I'm not gonna lie. But that is it for the build guys, I'm afraid. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, I'll get back to you ASAP. If you like the video, make sure to leave a like below, it helps me pump out this video to other people that might enjoy it. And make sure you subscribe, because I'm always releasing bomb vids, I'm always releasing bomb builds. So if you like that kind of shit, I got you. So without further ado, I will disappear. This has been your boy Steve. Peace.